this episode, we're going to be looking at the Caterpie line of poking men. Men who poke.
Men.
And then we're going to kick off with Caterpie. Caterpie, there is one big reason why I absolutely adore Caterpie.
I believe we talked about this on D&8-bit briefly.
I think we didn't actually talk about it. I think we talked about it in one of the aborted cuts.
So it didn't make it into an episode, so we'll cover it here then.
Yeah, Caterpie is pretty much a one-to-one recreation of a real-life, weird-looking caterpillar, except that they've changed it enough so that the scent gland that it can protrude is turned into that red horn that it has, and the eye spots are turned into actual big cutesy eyes. And I just really like the fact that they took the fun aspects of a real organism and then exaggerated them to make the monster version of it.
Yeah, they made the parts that make the look of the real animal interesting, and just turned it into like a. You used that as like the focus of the design, which was really cool.
I think it's probably one of the very best examples of a Pokemon that's quoting a specific and distinct organism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because there's ones that quote like groups of things, like Rattata is rats, Ekans is just kind of snakes in general, things
they
like
tend
that.
to combine.
I think that Caterpie is the best.
It's where they tend to combine lots of different features from various members of the group instead of a specific example.
And I think Caterpie does a good job of being a specific example, but turned into a fun cartoon monster. So Caterpie is getting a 5 from me.
Yeah, I would agree. Great design, and I really like it.
Very simple as well. Not too
Which
overdone, but also not too oversimplistic.
It's kind of exactly what you want for a starter there. Well, not a starter, but like the first stage of a line.
First evolution. Especially one so early in the Pokemon.
Exactly, and for most people, one of the first ones they catch.
Yeah. So moving on, we got the shiny, and the shiny for this one, I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, it's.
I think I don't like. I like the yellow. Sorry. I like the yellow, but I think that it kind of loses out from not having the patterns on it.
Yeah, because the patterns become basically impossible to see, and it also loses that connection to the real insect, which is a disappointment.
Yeah. The other thing that I don't like so much about it is that where I've talked about how much I like where they keep some aspects the same on some other ones, I think it doesn't work on this one because it blends in too much.
Yeah.
The sort of beigey bit on the belly blends in too much with the yellow. So I don't think it's quite. It's not taking away massively, but I think it is worse than the original.
It is, yeah.
So
that's the same. I would give it a 2 as well.
Metapod.
One of the strangest designs I think that they have in the whole selection.
Yeah, Metapod's a weird one. I read it entirely wrong for a very long time.
How so?
What is the front of Metapod? I was reading as the back of Metapod.
Right.
So I was seeing it as like a moon shape with a big nose and grumpy eyes. Whereas in reality it's got sleepy eyes and a very odd face thing going on.
Yeah, so the part that faces towards you is actually the face.
Thing going on.
It has something sort of vaguely resembling a mouth there, if you look at the detailing. But when I was younger, I was the same. I kind of took that to just be like a little bit of a lump on it. But then when you look at how it changes, you can sort of see the beginnings of a mouth there.
Yeah, it's an odd one. I'm gonna give it 4 because I like it, but It
gets
odd.
a little bump just for being so weird, I think. I kind of appreciate that. It doesn't really have any connection to either of the other ones in the line, but that's fine because of the way these things evolve. I think that's forgivable in this case.
Yeah, I mean, it's quoting a real life cycle thing, so I think it's...
It's strange that it has human eyes.
That is a particularly odd part of it, and I think actually it adds to the charm. So, shiny Metapod.
I like the colour.
I like the colour. I think that this is one of those ones that we talked about in our setup in the first episode, where it's around the same level of good, but for different reasons.
Yeah, no, I agree, yeah.
So that's gonna stick with a 3, but I like it for different reasons than I like the original. I like the colour a lot. I think it's quite pretty. It's definitely way better than Shiny Caterpie.
Yeah, definitely. It actually does something with the design there. It doesn't have any real impact on like the actual design of the creature itself, but the colour is interesting enough of a change that it kind of stands out. So I think a 3 is appropriate there. Yeah.
So Butterfree. Do you know about the story with Butterfree?
I don't, I'm afraid. You'll have to fill me in.
Butterfree, apparently, it is rumoured that Butterfree was initially going to be the evolution of Venonat.
Right. Okay.
And you can see that
yes,
a
you
lot
can. Yeah,
if you
definitely
look at Venonat. They have very, very similar features in terms of the feet, the hands, the mouth, the eyes, and the antennae. And if you look at Venomoth, it actually has a few shared points with Metapod.
It does, including those eyes.
Yeah. So I think that's one odd thing about it and kind of takes away from it, is that it looks too much like a completely unrelated Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, if you went into that not knowing they were connected, you would not have guessed it. There is no really clear sign beyond just knowing the life cycle of the creature that they're connected at all.
The other thing about Butterfree is that I think it loses some of its insecty charm by the fact that they've humanified it a bit too much, but not enough to
Well, they've given it little hands and little feet, which was an odd choice.
Yeah.
I think they've tried to just make it into like a little humanoid insect with wings, and that's just not. I think you're right. It detracts from the design overall.
It feels like they've gone too human-y for it to be buggy enough, and too buggy for it to be human-y enough to be distinct either way.
Kind of a worst of both worlds kind of situation.
Yeah, and I think they tried too hard to make it very cute.
Yeah, another one where that's the problem.
Yeah, I think Butterfree gets a 2.
I would agree. Yeah, 2 is about right. It's not awful.
It's
just it's got some
worst.
problems.
Yeah, this is a line where it's gone gradually downhill. I think the line would have been better if it had been Venomoth.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have made more logical sense as well.
Yeah. So shiny Butterfree. It's a bit different. I guess.
The colours are different enough, I suppose. It's weird. Like the change in the hands and feet give an even more humanoid vibe because they're flesh coloured.
Yeah. I kind of don't like that, and I also kind of don't like the green of the eyes.
Yeah, it would have worked if the other colours had been different, I think. It would have given it a more sort of kind of acidy vibe, which would have been more fun given the type of Pokemon it is. But they didn't stick the landing on that one.
But it's just the fleshiness of the
It's a little disconcerting, isn't it?
Yeah. I I'm gonna give it a 2 because I don't think it takes away wholly from
Yeah,
it.
it doesn't lose detail
I don't
like
think
Caterpie one does, but it does not
Yeah.
really do much for it, and some of the colour choices are weird.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a 2
And
for
same
me.
for me too, again.
So that was our reviews of the Caterpie line. We will see you
See you
soon.
quite soon.
If you like this, give it a like and stuff. You know what to do on YouTube. Everyone tells
Standard
you what
practice.
to do. Standard practice, and go listen to DNA8-bit as always. It'll be in the
Check
description.
it out, you'll love it.
Bye.